Yeah.
Okay, so what's, do you want me to flip it up right now?
No, we can.
I need the protectors in it.
Oh yeah, go. We can start over there and then.
Right there, and switch over.
Okay, sounds good. Yep. Hey, what's up, guys? This is our first interview here on the floor from Expo. I've got Melvin Williams with DPX, Dutch Pinball Exclusives. How you doing, man?
Good, good.
Good. This has been a journey. I'm not going to catch you guys up on the whole story, but we got Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. This thing just dropped recently in the last couple of weeks, limited to 500, sold out. People are excited to play it. The lines have been insane. What's it feel like to finally get this out there, man?
Exciting and nervous at the same time, you know. It's like when we set up these games, you know, we're sending them from overseas and trying to get these games running, and it was just a nervous thing, you know. You don't want that games break down during, you know, the first day you're there, but they hold up amazingly. Everybody loved the game. So yeah, I'm super stoked.
Well, your best decision in a while has been 2-ball on this because we got crazy lines. You get 2 balls to play, but it's enough to get the full experience, man. I mean, it's
I always tell people, you know, what it is with this game is like it has some tight shots in there, and you always got to get familiar with the layout of a game, you know. And I don't believe that a 2-ball play will get you there, but I just put it on 2-ball just to get the lines flowing, you know, and just go back in line. And if anybody needs help or, you know, I'll help them out to see where the shots are.
Nice. So we've seen a lot on this game. I'm excited because you're going to lift the play field for us. We're going to get a look underneath and see what's going on. But before we do that, tell me, you know, there's been so much work into this. Like, what are you most proud of when you finally get this out here about this game? What's your favorite thing about it?
I think that the most beautiful thing is that it looks like a work of art. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not only a pinball, but I want to show the world that there's more than just a pinball, because it's in 99% now, it's like these games go to your house, you know. You want more than just that. So I try to create and show everybody that there's more to pinball than just playing pinball. And I think also, you know, like we're doing, I think that 80% about this game was about the looks. You know, and it's lovely because always you have a conversation, but now you go to a different context of that conversation. Well, like, oh, that's also cool, and this and that. So you touch more points on pinball itself.
Yeah. And one of my favorite things is, like, you know, since we interviewed you guys like 3 or 4 months ago, from the very get-go, you were like, we are making the game as it was intended to be, and to be along that journey and now see how that came together. It looks like there was no compromises on that vision. I mean, how does that feel to like really just like hit that and not stray and finally be there?
Well, it's how you can say it. It's difficult because you also want to create a good game, but you also want to envision what was the vision, you know, and that makes it hard. So you have to make a compromise. Okay, do I change so much that it's for a better play, or do you change less for the better view, you know? You have to get a balance in that, and it was really hard. So the first whitewood I built, if you think this was a brick fest, some people say, trust me, you couldn't get a ball anywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so the lines don't work. Now I got to go back to the drawing board. What can I do to create this game, get it flowing better, and then, you know, add every layer to it. And that was exhausting at a point.
Well, it makes it a unique piece in anyone's collection. I mean, you've got a lot of games from Classic, but now you've got a brand new version of it, a brand new gameplay, and it's different than everything that's coming out there. We've seen tons of new games on the floor, but nothing quite like this. So let's take a close look at the underside of this. All right, guys, so we're looking at the underside of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. This is an area that many of us hang out, so you always want to know kind of what you're looking at. Is there anything different about this one from Lebowski? Did you guys have to make any major changes? Or was
of course, as you can see, what I wanted to do is that we got new connectors. You know, in the old Lebowskis, there was some space between the connectors, and these have like the easy clip-on, so you don't want to pull your ribbon cable if you remove boards, because then you just snap them out. So you can easily do these. As you can see, these being upgraded from the Lebowski, so they're much bigger now. Same as here, we got now all the drivers, except for the flippers, we got on one board. So if there's any issue, whatsoever, these are still SMDs, but you can still, you know, there's not really a work involved to get these going. So if you can fix it yourself, even if it's SMD. And then again, this is just one board, you know? Just take it out, put a new one in. So I try to, even though it's complex at sometimes, I just try to make it as easy going and serviceable as possible. It's not one board that is everybody afraid of. There are multiple boards in there. So it's not that if one breaks down, you gotta replace the whole thing.
And in Lebowski, you had a lot of power outputs. I think there was like a 5 and a 12 or even a couple. Do you guys have that on this one as well?
So we got auxiliary 5 already out there. Of course, we got the Stumbler board in. So that's like a 12 and a 5-fold coming out. We have even extra drivers. In the back box, of course, we have the all auxiliary for extra 5, 12s, all that stuff. So we try to really think to get more stuff in.
And is this all like standard stuff you can get off of Marco's website in case if there's any issues with like flip recoils?
Yeah. Okay. Everything is just Melvin Williams. We try to use as much as normal, like the pop bumpers, drop targets. Everything is off the shelf. You know, these were all been made on the technology where TBL was built on, and I got to ride on the good wave because all the headaches they had, for instance, with power supplies or whatever. We're now came to a point that everything was tested, was fixed and done, and then we put it in this one. So I hope it's, I try to get it as bulletproof as possible.
So I'm curious about that process. So like you probably worked on this in your own shop from an R&D perspective for a long time. I know you've been working on this for what, 8-10 months, like hardcore, right?
Yeah.
Did they send you a bunch of parts and say, hey, bring us something that looks kind of like our system, or did you bring your own system and then it got kind of broken down from there? No,
so what I did, the first whitewood I built, I had a TBL board system just in the cabinet, and I just run all the wires. I was playing on a hacked version of the TBL. And from that point on, we knew everything. When everything worked, then Barry told me, okay, you know what I'll do now? I'll just, because Barry did all the designs for the PCBs. So we created the game in the Fusion 360 so we could look what space we got. And then we created around that, on the same technology, all the boards.